Hello everyone, SQL Basics for Beginners. This is my first video on YouTube. In this video, you will learn how to create database, or some people call it schema. You will learn how to create tables, how to insert data or information into tables, how to delete or drop tables. Before you start watching this video, I advise you to watch two short videos I posted before. One of them is called How an App Talks to a Database. The other one is called Create Databases, Tables and Data. Go watch them because they will give you a basic idea about this video. I leave links for them in the description. Now, in this short video, How an App or Application Talks to a Database, we explain this flow: app, user, SQL, DBMS, database. An application or user, in this case, for example, a user can be you. Let's suppose you want to send a request to a database or to a server to get some informations. So you will send a SQL request to DBMS, Database Management System. And this DBMS will communicate with the database, with the server, and gets the result back to you. But what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a programming language, and you will use it to send orders, requests to the database. And what is DBMS then? Think about it just like an engine. So it's like a software that is installed in the server. There are different versions of it. The most common ones are MySQL, MariaDB, Oracle Database, and PostgreSQL. I'm sure that you've heard about MySQL and MariaDB before. Now, a small challenge for you. Write me down in the comments what a SQL means in one sentence. Let's start with our example. Here we have a database which is called study_db. In this database, we have two different tables, the students table and the courses table. The students table is used to store people who learn, and the courses table stores the available courses like English courses, French courses, etc. In the students table, each student has his own student ID, full name, and email. Of course, you can have more, but to make it easy for you, you will just have those three different attributes or columns. Here, there's an example of this student's table. Here is the student ID, the full name of each student, the email, date of birth, and the city. As you see here, each student has a different student ID, 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that two students cannot have the same ID. This student ID is called the primary key, and it is unique. So we use the primary key to get a specific student. Let's say, for example, we want to get the students which is called Maya Ali. So we should search for it according to her ID, which is here too. So as you see here, only Maya Ali has the ID 2. On the right is the course table, and it has three different attributes too. The course ID is unique too, where this symbol is written here, which means a primary key. Again, this means that two courses cannot have the same course ID, so cannot have the same primary key. For example, let's suppose that the English course has the course ID 100, so the primary key for the English course will be 100, and the French course has the primary key 101. So if you want to get the data of the English course, you will use the course ID 100. And here we have this table, which is called enrollments. Can you guess why we need this table? Pause the video and write me down in the comments why we need it. So in fact, each student can be enrolled in many courses, at least one course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And each course has many students, at least one student. A course can have maybe 20, 40, 100 students. So the relationship here, a student can be enrolled in many courses, and a course can have many students. So this relation between these two different tables is called many-to-many relationship. In this kind of relationships, we must have a third table for the relationship itself, and here it is. Who know why we have here this symbol and here the same symbol? So why do we have here if k instead of having, like here in this table, pk? Write me down in the comments why it is like this. Let's start building our database. To have a database, you use this request: create database and the name of the database. In our example, it was study_db. And then you have to execute it. I don't need to execute it here because I've created this before. Then type down use study_db and execute it. To execute any request, you can easily press here, or you can go to the request and press down Ctrl and Enter together. As you see here down, it's executed. And I will explain in a second why we type this request here. Now let's create our first table, the students table, with the 3 different attributes. To create any table, you type down create and then table and the name of the table. In our case, it's students. Sorry, must be come on. Now let's start with the first attribute, which is our student ID. Like we said, it's an integer and primary key. Just type down with me right now. I will explain everything when we're done. Then we go to the second attribute. Here we have, or you must type down comma. Our second attribute is full name, varchar. I will give it like 30, it's enough, and not null. Again comma. Our third attribute is called mail and varchar. Let's give it 120. It should be unique and not null. Let's have a fourth attribute. We say created at timestamp. The default value will be like our current timestamp. The last attribute, we don't need to type down comma here. So let's execute it again. You have different ways to execute any request. Either you press here or you go to the request, which is I like, and easily press Ctrl Enter. Yep, I want to execute it. Congrats guys, right now you have established the first table in this database. So I'll explain what we did right now. Like I said before, this is our first attribute, student ID. It is an integer, which means like 1, 2, 3, 4. Integer means that we are not allowed to have, for example, like 1.1 or like 1.5. We just have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. primary key, like we explained before, which means that two different students cannot have the same ID. Auto increment means that the database will automatically give each row the next number. Like you see here, the first row is 1, the second row is 2, the next one is 3, 4, etc. So the database will do this automatically. Then full name and email, here they are varchar. Varchar means a string or easily a text, and they are, both of them are not null. In other words, our full name and email are not null, which means that the field of the full name and the field of email cannot be empty. They must be known. Okay, you cannot leave those two fields empty, those two columns empty. So the column full name and the column email cannot be left empty. Then created at will be the default, will be like for the queuing time. So if you don't type down, if you don't insert when this row, for example, created, the default for it will be the queuing time. Now a small challenge for you, go ahead and create a table which is called teachers, and this table will have those different attributes, and write me down your answer in the comment. Now let's start establishing our next table, which is the courses table. Again, you type down create table, and the name of it's courses brackets semicolon, and here it is, guys. So here we have, like, again, 3 different attributes. Course ID is the first one, and again it's integer, it's our primary key, and it is auto increment. Then we type down comma, which means we're typing down right now the next attribute, which is title. It's a text, so it should be var text, and the title can be long, so we'll give it like 100, 120, let's say. I will explain what 120 means in a second. Okay, and again, it's not null, which means you cannot leave this column empty. You must type down the title of the course. The price price, it's right now decimal. Let's say the price will not be so high, so 4, 2, not null. And our last attribute, let's have one more attribute again. We call it level, and it will be a text, and it is not null. Let's execute it again. Easily press Ctrl Enter. Yep, it's done. It's established. Of course, you can go here to our schema or database. Just press, and you see we have right now 2 tables. The first one is the course table and the students. If you press here, will be opened. Look, we have our 4 attributes, columns. You can call them course ID, title, price, and level. And the second table, which is students ID, full name, email, created at. Both of those tables are empty because we didn't insert any data. Okay, we will learn later how to insert data into any table. So what was different here, we didn't have this before, so decimal, and then we write 4, 2. What does that mean? It means we can have up to 4 digits. Like the course can cost, for example, like 2,433. So you cannot have 5 digits. And 2, which means you're allowed to have 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay, like for example, you can easily say like it's 2 or 5 2 4 3 and then 0.22, like this. You cannot say 0.222. No, it's not allowed, because we said only 2 digits are allowed after our point. Before we go ahead and start creating our third table, let me explain what this number here means. The 120 we typed before, like just 50. So what's the difference? As we said before, varchar means a string or a text, and this text can has maximal 120 characters in here by title. By full name, this text can has maximal 50 characters or chars. What a char or character mean? A char means like numbers, letters, space, comma, point. Let's have, for example, here John. We have John. Each one of these are characters, so John consists of 4 characters. So here by title we can have maximals, a title which can consist of 120 characters. Okay, this is it. Now let's go ahead and start creating our third table. Here in this table, as we said before, we have something different and unique. We have this symbol, the FK, which means a foreign key. So right now the question is this: how can we create, or how can we type down our foreign key in the table? So I've typed before the text. Let me explain before we execute it. Here again we have the primary key for this table. Guys, each table has its own primary key. Then we have 2 different attributes, the student's ID and the course ID. Both of them are foreign keys. We'll type that here later. And then we have enrolled at, which means like the time a student was enrolled in a course. Now we type down foreign key, and then we mention our foreign key, which is here the student's ID. And this foreign key must refer to another key in another table. So our foreign key student's ID, it refers to the student ID in the students table. So in other words, a foreign key, okay, connects one table with another table. And our second foreign key, the course ID, this one here, it connects the enrollments table with the courses table. And we type it down like this: a foreign key student's ID, which is here, our foreign key, references students, and here we type down the referent ID or the referent key in the other table, which is this one, the student's ID as a primary key. And again here too, the foreign key course ID, this foreign key, it references, okay, another ID, another primary key in the courses table. And this is how we connect the foreign keys with the keys that they reference to. Let's right now execute it and see what comes. Yep, it's executed, and right now, as we see here on the left, we have 3 tables. Let's go to the enrollments table. Now this is the enrollment ID, which is the primary key for this table. And as we said, we have 2 different foreign keys which are referring to other tables. This key refers to the students table, and this foreign key refers to the courses table. You can see this here clearly. The primary key has the yellow color, but the foreign key has the blue color. And this is how you can differentiate between them easily. This was about the third table. At the end of this video, I will give you a new challenge, and this challenge is this: you have to create a new table called comments, and this table will connect the two tables, the students table and the courses table. So this table should connect a student, a course, and you should have under two different attributes in this table, which are called rating and comment. So write down in the comments a possible SQL solution for it, and in the next video I'll type down the right solution for this table. This was for this table. In the next video we'll go ahead and continue, and I will show you how to delete or drop tables, how to insert data into tables, because right now our tables are empty. As you've seen before, those tables are empty right now. So in the next video we will insert data into them. So this was for this video, guys. Please like the video, write comments, write me any questions that you have or anything that you couldn't understand, write it down, share the video. Thanks a lot.